Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Today I figured I'd try something different as well. See, these tier lists could be fun, so why not put my favorite band to the test? We have every single Avenged Sevenfold studio album. It looks like this tier list as well has Black Rain, the EP, on here. So let's just get into this. So, first of all, haven't listened. We don't even need that category. Honestly, I feel offended straight up seeing this. Can I delete it? I can delete it. Cool. Get that out of here. First off, we're gonna go in the biblically accurate order. I think I said biblically. Can't even speak today. We're going to be going chronological from the very beginning of their career to the end of their career. Obviously, we don't have the little demo EP they put out. So starting off, I am going to try to use every single row. So from the get-go, sounding the seventh trumpet, I'm going to have to put that in F tier. Now, hear me out. There probably are a lot of sounding the seventh trumpet Glazers or sounding the seventh trumpet fans. According to Avenged Sevenfold, they got a bunch of emails when they put out Waking the Fallen saying they sold out. So I'm sure all three of you who emailed them pissed off are going to be mad at me with this one, but obviously the production really isn't there. They had like $2,000 to put this record together. Jimmy did everything in one take, which was epic, but I mean, the longer you listen to the record, you can hear it getting sloppier and sloppier. They mostly did that as a means to, we only have this much time in the studio, let's get this done. Still funny, epic, sick, epic of time wasted even, maybe, some might say. But honestly, there aren't that many heavy hitters on there. A lot of songs just kind of blend into each other, so there's that. Next, we have 2003's Waking the Fallen. Now, this one's going to be difficult for me. I'm probably going to put this one in A tier. The only reason I'm not going to put this in S tier is because this one, clearly there was a lot of, if you listen to the demos of some of these songs, there was a lot of choices that they had to make that weren't fully theirs as far as how the songs are structured. But obviously this record was honestly the start of metalcore as we know it today. And I mean, Unholy Confessions, probably the most famous 578 riff of all time. Honestly, every song on here is probably perfect in my opinion. I don't think I would change anything, but I can't put every album in S tier as much as I'd like to put every album in S tier. I'd really like to keep S tier for top of the chain here. Speaking of S tier, we have City of Evil. Wow, 2005, Avenged Sevenfold, City of Evil. This is what I mean by Waking the Fallen was a lot more structured like a metalcore album of its day, or, you know, something that would come to be metalcore, whereas City of Evil, literally they gave zero fucks. What the fuck is the structure in half of the songs? I mean, Sidewinder, like what is going on? But I love that. This is probably, aside from like the stage, their most technically, however you say that, technically progressive record. I mean, they literally had no guardrails. According to the producer Mudrock, they pretty much turned the songs in as is. Also, like, what the fuck? All the backup vocals are all M Shadows. And there's layers and layers and layers of backup vocals. The orchestra stuff is crazy, especially for a band on their second record. Second record meaning like their second actually produced record, I guess their third record, but still, to have orchestration and to have all of these things and just to be coming out of the gate swinging like this. And then obviously this is the record that put them on the map. Initially it flopped, but then they got put on TRL, Backcountry blew up, and the rest is history. City of Evil, I'm going to have to say, is S tier, front to back, side to side. I wish they would play some more of these deep cuts from City of Evil. I did get to see Blinded in Chains on the Life is But a Dream Leg 3 show, so that was sick. Up next, the White Album. The White Album, if I'm going to have to put it anywhere, I'm going to probably go B tier on the White Album, and hear me out. As much as I'd like to put all these records in S tier, including this record, I gotta be critical, okay? And Critical Acclaim is on here, so I gotta be extra critical, okay? The White Album, they're there are a few songs that I wouldn't listen to every day as much as I like songs such as Brompton Cocktail and Lost and Unbound. Those songs really bring the record up and make me want to put it in A or S tier. But this record, they kind of went back to a more contemporary vibe, which I do really appreciate. But, I mean, I really like when they kind of get rid of these structures, these song structures, and kind of just go all out. I mean, you do have songs like A Little Piece of Heaven that kind of do that. Obviously, this record was the record that Jimmy had a ton of writing on, pretty much most of the record. Love the behind the scenes, the making of the White Album. That's one of my favorite little movies to turn on every now and then, but I'm going to have to put it on B tier because, like I said, I'm going to try to use every tier here. Up next, we have Live in the LBC. I'm going to call this one technically Diamonds in the Rough, so we're going to be technically ranking Diamonds in the Rough. Diamonds in the Rough has some bangers on it, for real. There's a lot of covers on it, too, that I don't really care for. Don't really care for the Iron Maiden cover. That might be the only cover on there, although they did eventually end up putting Walk on there as a cover when they fully released it. I'm going to put Diamonds in the Rough probably at C. There's some songs on there that I really, really like. Songs like Tension, The Fight, Dancing Dead. Those songs are really, really good. And I don't understand how the band doesn't like these songs, I guess. I mean, I guess they're such perfectionists that they really didn't want to have to put out this record. So I'm going to put this one at C just for that reason. Up next, we have Nightmare. Nightmare is an automatic S tier for me, and I'll give you some reasons why. Some people will be like, oh, Nightmare is not the first record the Rev was on, blah, 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 blah. This record is littered with his last writings everywhere. I mean, you listen to the demo for Save Me, that whole song was pretty much written. I mean, Mike Portnoy says it himself. He played every single part Jimmy recorded and then just kind of adds his Mike Portnoy-ness on top of it, I guess, if we're going to put Mike Portnoy into a verb, I think. Mike Portnoying their Nightmare. But this record, you can just feel the darkness on it. You can feel the place that they're at from the album cover, from all the imagery, from the way the stage was set up whenever they did this tour. You could just feel the darkness. You could feel their pain. And every time I listen to this record, I'm instantly taken back to that era. And I think every song on here is perfect. I think Save Me is probably their best song ever, besides one other song. And we're going to get to that later on. But yeah, I mean, Save Me at least is a top 2, top 3 song for me. So because of that, Nightmare, S tier. I mean, there's not much else I could say. Up next, we have Hail to the King. We got to use all the tiers, so we're going to put it at D tier. There's some cool songs on here. I think Heretic is pretty cool. I mean, I'm pretty sure I heard Heretic was written closer to Nightmare than it was Hail to the King. So if that's the case, that makes sense. Doing Time is cool. That's like a Guns N' Roses-esque song. Here, they really did a lot more of what I said they did on the White Album. They really went straight up like, these are the tried and true song structures that work for classic rock, for arena rock. And I mean, I can't fault them because of this record, I would say, I would maybe because of this record, they technically are like a arena amphitheater rock band. They were probably playing venues close to that size before that, but this record obviously cemented that into their legacy. So super cool. Aaron's drumming leaves a little bit to be desired just because of the way they wanted that record to be. Obviously, Aaron did record Not Ready to Die. The drums go crazy on that. There's a lot of Mike Portnoy-esque, the Rev-esque stuff on there. But, I mean, there's not much really else to say about that. The stage. Man, the stage. So the stage is one of those records when it first came out. When the single The Stage came out, I was in high school. I was a freshman or a sophomore in high school, can't remember which. And I remember listening to the single and I loved the single. When the rest of the album came out, I didn't quite get it at the time. But as I've grown, I'm honestly going to say The Stage is an A-tier album. So hear me out on this one, obviously. The Stage was kind of that diversion from the perfect song structures, the tried and true song structures that work every time. It just it was a complete diversion from that. And that's my favorite thing that this band does. Yo, what's up? Editor Tyler here. I also wanted to point out, with the introduction of Brooks Wackerman on drums, we got a lot of really cool unique grooves and stuff like that. His playing is just super unique in general, but one of my favorite things about his playing, and something that started on this record, is pretty much all, I would say honestly all, if not most of the guitar solos on here have a lot of drumming that goes along with the solo. He accents a lot of the notes Sin plays, which is really cool. Songs like Paradigm Solo has a lot of accents and stuff, especially that second half. Angels, some of the other solos, and some of the solos to come on Life Is But a Dream. I just love how his playing accents Sin's guitar playing. So that's something I wanted to throw in there as well. I like when they put out a song that sounds like nothing else they've ever done before. Favorite songs on this one being, we're going to include the deluxe, Dose, love Dose, Angels. Honestly, I started listening to that song a lot last year, and I listen to it like every day now. Pretty much every song besides Simulation. Simulation's the one song I haven't been able to quite get into. Exist is just insane. Like, absolutely insane. Some of the time signature changes in that one, and just the feel changes, and just how that song goes on and on and on, and I never get bored, ever. It's just honestly an A-tier album. Up next, we have Black Rain, which, if I'm not mistaken, the only new song put on Black Rain was Set Me Free, which is a song I didn't really care for. There might be, let me look up the track listing of Black Rain. Yeah, so this one just had Jade Helm, Not Ready to Die, Carry On, Mad Hatter. Oh, I forgot about Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter was pretty cool. It actually didn't have Set Me Free on it. What did they put? Did they just put Set Me Free out as a single? They did put it out as a single right before releasing Diamonds in the Rough. Okay. Black Rain, I'm going to say probably D tier, just because it was mostly songs we'd already heard before. Jade Helm was just kind of an amalgamation. We need like a clip. Somebody needs to clip words I try to say, but I can't say. It's just kind of an amalgamation. I feel like that was right. Amalgamation of songs we've already heard before. Don't really care to rehash songs that I've already heard before. If I want to listen to them, I'm going to go and listen to them, you know, especially because most of the songs on here that I liked were already available. Carry On, honestly, not one of my favorites. Not Ready to Die probably is my favorite from the Call of Duty ones. Besides Magic. Magic creeps up in there. I probably have them tied. Lastly, the highly, highly diversive, the highly controversial Life Is But a Dream. I'm going to put this one in S tier. This album right here, something fell. This album, still to this day, is my favorite album they've ever released.
Dude, I love this album more than I love myself.
And this is not bait. This is not like, I'm not just like doing this to be diversive. When this album first came out, let me tell you my opinions when it first came out. So when Nobody first came out, upon the first listen, I was like, we just got robbed. I mean, it's been like 7 years. They haven't done anything. And what the fuck is this? But this entire album has that full vibe of the first listen. I was like, what even is this? I got the leaks the day before or 2 days before it came out. Shout out to my boy Clee Blee. Clee, if you're out there, leave a comment. But whenever I first listened to the leaks, I was like, those motherfuckers, they made an AI record and leaked it. That's smart. But then the more and more I listened to it, the more it just captured me. I mean, one, it does a lot of what the stage does with a lot of these twists and turns, but in those twists and turns, aside from it being DMT, 5-MeO DMT fueled, you find moments from Waking the Fallen. You find moments from the White Album. You find moments from Nightmare. And I love that. Also, on top of it, Ordinary and Death sound like nothing they've ever done before, which I love when that stuff happens. I love whenever they just do something they've never done before. The song Life Is But a Dream is so fun to just drive around in your car, going crazy around corners. I drive a little Audi TT, so driving that thing around corners, just playing the very mellow Life Is But a Dream, awesome. And I think Cosmic is one of their best songs they've ever released, of all time. I mean, there's not really a lot of music from other artists besides Avenged that truly give me like what I can only describe as like a nicotine buzz without even needing nicotine. But there's a few moments on Life is But a Dream that do it. One of them being the very end of Game Over, toss a rope over a branch, fall into the night. That moment does it for me. Living Fane and Porcelain, that moment in Mattel, pretty much all of Cosmic, especially the end of Cosmic. I mean, it's just such a beautiful record. And if you've only ever heard it like one time, I really, really, really strongly advise you to try to give it a few more listens. A lot of people, like I have some friends that are in the music industry, they don't like it because of the production. That's something I'm able to get over pretty quickly. Like, I don't really care about that stuff as much, but like just getting into the depth of the meaning of this record and a lot of the weirdness and the, what's the word I'm trying to think of? The existentialism, asking these important questions like, do we have free will? And the art that goes with it, the merch that went with it. I mean, just the whole era was perfect for me. I love it. I love it. Alrighty, so that is my final tier list for Avenged Sevenfold's studio release albums. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know where you would change things up maybe. Let me know how much you dislike Life is But a Dream because you're a hater. It's okay. It's okay. We could still be friends. But yeah, I'll probably do this with a couple more bands that I'm super into that I know every single song from. Leave some suggestions. I'll check those out. But yeah, till next time. Peace.